doesn't feel quite right, but I need all the equipment I can find.
Frozen ground in the middle of a swamp. What's going on? A winter dragon! What on earth is it doing chained up here?
The earth with icy cold, quakes from the imp.
My thanks.
The freed dragon looks sick and pale. As you approach, he stretches his tattered wings weakly and fixes his intense gaze upon you. Frozen tears glint in his eyes.
My gratitude for your efforts, friend. Yet I am no more free now than I was in those chains. Please, help me fight. But of course that must be why you stand before me. Slain called to Lady Death, and here you are. A coincidence? Ah, my fate, it seems, is no. My soul is bound to joyless obedience. Purged of my source by the wickedest of witches, I stand enthralled to her every whim. She has only to command, and my traitorous body complies. That you would even ask such a question of a stranger already in your debt. There is much goodness within you, but this task would not be easy. She consumed all my source with her purging wand. So long as she holds it, she has absolute control over me. If you could retrieve it for me, I could be free again. You would have my gratitude, and whatever aid I... Was the freedom you promised merely another cruel joke of your kind? It won't be too long before Rebecca returns, and then I will have no hope. Better to corner her in the dark.
What is this place?
A tall woman stands amid a field of corpses, some fresh, some ancient. The sour smell of them stings your nostrils, your eyes. The woman turns to you, bitten lips parting into a grin. She tucks a small bunch of black-red roses into a leather strap across her left hip and, preparing to curtsy, offers you...
What a bore.
She stands to her full height, her lips pursed in disappointment. She cocks her head and takes you in. The stench of death and sewage suddenly intense. She peers closely at you. A shrewd smile plays...
Ave de more de mega lach. Very good, kitten. Now, I imagine you're here for the same...
She pats the bouquet.
But you're too late. These roses... Looks like we'll have to find some other way to keep you busy. Oh, I do hope that little so-and-so hasn't been talking. Those chains were in a place for a reason. Ha! How earnest you are. I do love that in a woman. Then I suppose you aren't leaving, darling.
What's this? It looks strange. Are my eyes fooling me?
You see a glimmer of hope flicker across Slane's eyes as he notices your approach. It's quickly done.
Have you brought it? Or am I to remain a slave?
Slane rears back in eagerness, grasping the purging wand with razor-sharp claws. Before your eyes, the source from within the wand surges into his... The blazing brightness dies down. Squinting, you now see no dragon before you, but the figure of a handsome lizard. A handsome lizard with his eyes still blaze, a piercing silver. A triumphant smile dominates his face.
Slane, at your service. Neither. Both. I am a dragon knight, the last of my bloodline. Shifting between two shapes is our greatest gift. If everyone thought like you, this wild place would be little more than a sunny island. Perhaps knowing such a steadfast and noble soul offers help to those in need gives me great comfort. When you are truly at a loss, when you have no choice but to back down or perish, you will find safety in my shadow. All of my thanks are yours, and you...
Slane smiles at you and turns to leave. He takes no more than a few steps before he shimmers out of lizard.
I'm guessing that's one of those shriekers. Icy flurries and the air thrums. Could it be Slade? Look! Look, it's him! He's come, true to his word.
Praise be! You have silenced the shriekers and cleared our way. Yet it's... You have any more miracles in you? We've got a boat ready to row to the Lady Vengeance. But if Alexander sees us bobbing among the waves, so we split up. I take the Seekers to the Lady Vengeance. You go to the ruins and keep Alexander busy. Are you ready? We've got right on our side.
He takes the news...
Seekers!
If any Seekers survived, we'll have to deal with them. Hammer should be with us shortly. Not like her to wait. There could be Void Woken nearby. Stay ready. now? Your foul sorcery will be the death of us. Only a fool does not fear the void. Now
Well, well, quite the mess you've made here. I'm Malady, and you're...
She steps forward, grabs you behind the neck with alarming strength, and pulls you close. She sniffs twice, her nose at your ear, then bites, piercing the lobe. She releases you and grins, running tongue over...
God-woken. I can tell a lot from a little taste. The carnage.
She leans back, looks you up.
So, God-woken, you're what gets some of us out of bed each morning. What do you make of that? Well, first things first.
She peers at you closely.
Tell me, which of those little gods did you meet? And what did they teach you?
Her eyes go...
Go on then. Show me what he taught you. Ah, like that.
She takes you by the shoulders and gestures for you to do the same to her. She closes her eyes, and a warm, soothing sensation runs from her hands into your body. Suddenly, you feel the familiar swell...
Perfect. You really are God-woke. I'm... Come then, we set sail, your destiny awaits, etc. You'll have to ask the Meister about that. She's dying to meet you.
Malady beckons you to the...
After you, darling. Let's go. Boat first, questions later.
Malady grabs the vessel with two hands and pushes.
God-woken. Wait.
Salty water mists your face. Your skin prickles in bright warm.
Tired but victorious, the party made for the Lady Vengeance. The horrors of Fort Joy behind them. They arrived as sorcerers. They left as God-woken. The fate of this God-forsaken world now rested on their shoulders. Or at least, on the shoulders of one of them.
Gods! So many have fallen. But the ship is ours.
Spare me, Gareth. We got what we came for. This is what success looks like.
I won't see them tossed overboard. Not here. We'll hold a proper service.
What's-his-face and so-and-so would want us to get this ship sailing before all else. They died for those gods.
You know their names, Malady. Can't you...
Gareth inhales sharply, then catches you out of the corner of his...
Our guest stirs. Welcome, God-woken. Glad to see you safely aboard.
Ah, very glad indeed.
Too many.
One too few, actually. Alexander, he's alive. Apparently, you didn't hit hard enough.
He's in the hold below decks. Unconscious, but alive. Question him. Someone has been hunting your kind, and Alexander fancies himself the only God-woken worthy of ascending. As far as we know, you may even be the last still alive. If Alexander is guilty, he'll face justice. Yes, we certainly had better, but the ship won't...
She's mute. We need to free her tongue.
This is barbarous magic.
Expedient magic, actually. The ship is made of live wood. It has the spirit of an elven ancestor tree within it. That means only she can control it. Unless we can find a way to break the bond.
The Seekers, the survivors of us, have been combing the ship from bow to rudder. It hasn't been easy.
These Seekers have some...
We lost a man in the search. Malady might not appreciate that, but I do. And I hope you...
I'm sure the God-woken will be able to get the ship moving. They're kind like to feel useful, don't they?
It's your best that'll save us all.
We can't get this ship moving, God-woken. We have every free hand. Think, damn it. Where would a...
We have to find a way to get this ship moving. We can't...
The silent monk leans forward. The silent monk leans...
This boat's a treasure.
Alice wouldn't know what to do with her. Let's team up, you and me. What do you say? Suit.
He drags a comb through his beard.
All that fighting will be worth less than...
Melody says if we can get the ship to move...
Wish I had half a clue what I was looking for.
There's something to these doors I'm not seeing. But...
Hey! You're here! There's got to be another way to get it going, but we can't find a way into Dallas's room.
The door seems like any door, at least at first. Then you notice it's unblemished wood. There is no knot, no scratch, no dent to detract from its apparent perfection. The wood groans and creaks. A face appears in the wood. Tortured, the face vanishes. The thud of your fist upon the wood The door remains unmarked. The anguished face appears then.
Speak to me if you're looking for hired help. So, what'll it be?
What's this? I found something.
Bishop Alexander lies supine on a bare wire cot. Though unconscious, his eyes are only half closed. His swollen jaw hangs open at an odd angle. Someone has wiped the bishop's hands clean and folded them neatly over his abdomen. They rise and fall in shallow You can't quite make out the details. Bruises swell beneath his eye.
You'd be swinging from the end of a rope.
The Seeker flexes her arms stiffly.
I owe you, Godwoken. Without your help, I'd likely still be a prisoner.
She nods her thanks and immediately winces, laying her hand on the back of her neck.
We're a big bloody target on our backs. We took their leader and good luck getting anything out of either of them. Our special guest is out cold. And the other one ain't all right then, just... Hope you find something useful.
A young magister paces around the brig, fussing over Alexander's She notices you
Magister Ranley, Corker's mate of the Divine Eminence vessel, Lady Vengeance. That's all the information I'm giving to any of you lot. So stow your questions. Magister Ranley, Corker's mate of the...
The Magister falls silent, but stares at you with unwavering defiance. The Magister's stare hardens.
Magister Ranley, Corker's... Get away from him, sorcerer. That's the Divine. Prisoner or not, I warned you not to touch him.
Bishop Alexander lies supine on a bare wire cot. Someone has wiped the bishop's hands clean. A beautiful six-sided gem rests on the bishop's chest, hung round his neck by an ordinary oiled rope. The gem sits heavily in your pouch. Bruises swell beneath his eyes. The Seeker has removed...
You must be starved for company to linger around here, friend.
The door seems like any door, at least at first. The wood groans, and the face vanishes. The anguished face appears once more. It dips its forehead. A shudder of pleasure racks the figure in the...
No entry allowed. Please use the port side door.
I am summoned. Speak the password. You've summoned me with the gem, indeed. No. The human mind. This is you.
There's got to be some clue. Dallas would have trusted...
Do you hear that?
This is the... Your knuckles will rot to...
There's no entry through the stuff. Listen up so I don't have to repeat myself again. I am not an... Fine. Answer the security question. Current security measures forbid me from providing the security question. The password...
The face in the door is confused.
Drat.
This is the... Yes. And yes.
Just one more moment, please.
He clicks together two halves of some type of gauntlet sitting in his lap and turns his full attention to you.
And there. Rescued at last, am I? To whom do I owe my thanks? I'm a prisoner, of course. Do you think I'd be sitting here calmly if I was... That infernal Dallas woman left me trapped here, too weak to escape. It seems I'm in your debt. Dallas didn't tell me anything if she could avoid it, but I did overhear her practicing an ancient lizard dialect. Significant, perhaps, don't you think? Indeed. Perhaps you should look about. There might be something of the sort that you could use to that effect. Took it? No, no. I made it! Have you seen the kind... As I said, the Magister's left me weakened. But this will help give me this... Despite what she did to me, if you cross paths with her. Dallas took a particular interest in me and my skills. I'm an expert in healing. She kept me here to do her bidding. Until you took her flagship from right under her nose, it seems. Oh, yes. And she could be a
He extends his arm and pushes up the sleeve. Beneath,
She used some form of domination device on me, forcing my hands to do her bidding, and I've ruined them in the process. Oh, cast spells, tinker with...
He clicks the gauntlet into place around his withered...
But that damn contraption that she used on me seems to have fogged my memory. The rest is a blur. Trust me. Convenient is the last word I'd use to describe the experience. Pass me that copper wire there, would you?
He takes the copper with a nod of gratitude. His sleeve slips back, above his elbow.
Perhaps my memory will come back with time. But for now, I'm afraid there's little more I can add. I'm doing my utmost to be civil to you, under rather trying circumstances. Why must you push me like this? Well, you're painting me into a corner here, friend. And I don't like to be cornered.
He takes your hand in his gauntlet-clad fist and shakes it. There's a lot more power in his grip than his slender...
Call me Tarquin, and consider me at your service. We're barely acquainted. Why should I tell you anything personal? A fine sentiment, but I have nothing revelatory for you. I am as you see me.
I've spotted something. Were those guards or victims?
This looks like a teleporter pyramid. It could certainly come in handy.
My tail, I suffer. Don't touch me. My very was Tarquin, that wretch, that rat. Me miserable. No, 'tis ignoble to wish for death, but ask it from another's hand. Mumsy? Is she here? Mumsy, where are you? 'Tis I, Booply Bear. You. She sent you.
The cat begins to purr and rub itself on your ankle.
Any friend to Mumsy is a friend to me. I believe the song is around here. Oh, I don't know. In the direction of over there. As I said, not Mumsy. You'll need the song for that. The song, of course. Trouble not my weary mind.
The cat purrs, an ear.
Tell Mumsy to come back soon.
You saw what I could not.
I hope you found something or someone.
Another pyramid.
You after something? Looking to There's likely not a soul aboard this ship without secrets that... Well, pardon me if I don't put too much stock in...
This is written in ancient lizard script. It appears to be a song.
You saw what I could not.
No one's ever regretted having extra help.
For security reasons, please...
Bishop Alexander lies supine on a bed. The bishop's white robes are stained with someone has wiped the bishop. Bruises swell. A young woman shifts her weight between her feet. Her eyes roll up to meet yours. They're grey.
Hey, it's you! Well, 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 we meet again. They told me you'd mosey your way down here eventually. Malady, the Seekers. They said you and I had something in common. Is it true? You're like me? Well, kind of. You know about my, situation. Right. Well, I'm a host. Always have been, probably always will be. I'm never alone in my head. You name it, I've chatted with it behind my own... I'm only hosting one right now, though. And it's a... Malady said I should have met one of the gods when I had my vision in the Hall of Echoes. But I met... it. I know. It's real. I don't know what this thing is, but I'm gonna get it the hell out of my head. What's your deal? I'm impressed, Chief. Sounds like no small feat. You know, I never was much of a solo artist. Want to find out what comes next, you know, together? Sure. Whatever suits you. Anyway.
I've plenty of fight. So, what'll it be?
You saw what I could not.
I've got sword fighters, mages, archers, all willing to fight by your side if the price is right.
Seas are fickle this
are. I was just thinking of you. This is Dallas's ship, but she can't have been the only one who could get it moving. There's a way to move this ship on board, I'm sure of it. The figurehead has certainly caused a commotion lately. But then again, so have the doors downstairs. Everywhere you look, a hunk of dying to hear them. Meister Siva is one of a rare breed. We'd better not leave her waiting. She's a bit particular. She's the founder of these Seekers, and she's powerful. Your kind can reach a place called Driftwood. Host a... You'll probably find it.
Ah, there you are. High time to stop gallivanting.
Void Slayer, Worm Killer, Godwoken. Driftwood, of course. Little Meister Siva's there too. She held the Seekers together. Think of her as a teacher. I won't let the Fall to think that. Well, he's down there now. Amazing to think those of us in the other Godwoken. We weren't the only ones who noticed either. Not every god we found God, but let's leave the past in the past. She's not. Well, I don't know how, but there are times...
Gareth fingers the...
Keep Lucian close.
Don't go any further, Godwoken. We need you alive. I know what's at stake, but I have to warn...
She glances over towards a smouldering pile of ash on the deck nearby.
That was Brendan. When the ship wouldn't answer my call, he touched the figurehead, and it attacked him, without warning. He burned, like he was made of parchment. Nothing. The ship is live wood, that much is clear. But I couldn't communicate with it. The Magisters must have done something.
She sighs.
I know.
Her eyes flicker.
Thank you.
Before you is a towering figurehead carved in the likeness of a dragon. It looms over the bow, its fangs bared at the open sea. The deck beneath you groans and trembles, like the ship itself is awaking from a slumber. A deep sigh emerges, unmistakably the sound of a living being.
You are not the witch. You are not... You sang the song. Now you must decide my fate. Are you to be my new mistress? Of course. You sang the song. Now I am yours. Ask. I am here to serve in all ways. Sacrifice must be made willingly. Our home, they tore me apart.
The creaking of the ship eases.
Once, I was an elf. I passed away and was reborn as a... That time has passed. Of course.
The ship's awake. Good. Is she ready to sail? A slow toot to Driftwood, then.
Our sacred ancestors.
It most set forward.
With the sun on their backs and the wind in their sails, the Godwoken watched Fort Joy shrink behind them. But their capture of the Lady Vengeance had not gone unnoticed.
I respect your mettle, sorcerers. You steal my ship, kill my bishop, and ally with demons.
We are ready, mistress.
Yes, but are they—
I swear, mistress.
Very well. Goodbye. This is my ship. I won't see it taken from under my feet. You act!
Yes, mistress.
Oh, for the love of the void. Listen up. We can't win this one, but I can get us to safety. Show us what you can do, Godwoken.
Godwoken?
I'll take care of it.
Fight such fire. Let's make it.
Stop that elf! Her sorcery must be silenced!
Burning! It's like a ball in my belly ready to burst.
Of course. You sang the song. Ask. I am here to serve in all ways.
The ship's awake. Is she ready to sail? Please, don't.
Our sacred ancestor trees turned into the slaves of warmongers. The ship is awake. We have to make good on our escape. Our sacred ancestor trees turned into the slaves of warmongers.
Well, what?
A slow
to driftwood, then. If you must.
The ship is awake. We have to make good on our
I'll be
escape.
damned to the void, but...
You did it. You... The ship is awake. We have to make good on our escape.
Tick-tock, Godwoke. It moves forward.
With the sun on their backs and the wind in their sails, the Godwoken watched Fort Joy shrink behind them.
I respect your metal.
We are ready.
Yes, but
I swear.
Very well. Goodbye. This is my ship. I won't see it taken from under my feet. You act!
Oh, for the love of the... Listen up. We can't win this one, but I can get us to show us what you can do, Godwoken.
Godwoken?
I'll take...
Stop that elf! Her sorcery must be silenced!
It's like lava flowing through me. I can't contain it for long.
With the help of the half-demon Malady, the God-woken escaped through the veil that separates life from death.
The air here has a familiar smell, like the place you grew up. Old memories begin to well within you, but the sweet sour smell of decay suddenly punctures them. A faint creaking sounds in the...
Is that a tree? What's hanging from it? Must be a way across. Rallic, the gods, are they dead? How can this be?
Amadia hangs before you, her face cut and bruised, her chest barely moving. You lean in. That's no tear. It's sauce. The shimmering liquid is seeping from her... Rallic hangs limp from his helmeted head.
Hurry!
Amadia hangs... You lean in. Ever-tightening, cursed... Before you hangs a great a small, stout Cursed tendrils tighten around Zor's... Tight coils wrap tears...
Be gone. Be gone from me.
Thank you, my child.
As the cursed branches slither away from Rallic, he raises his head.
Are we the first? The others?
He strains at the ethereal ropes.
You must make haste! I am bound, but not defeated. This is not the work of fate. It will come for our people. You are my chosen. Now you must become the champion of our kind. I have survived our enemies. You must do more than that. You have already unleashed some of the powers locked within you. But there is a great well of possibility. You cannot stop until you ascend to the... You cannot stop until you become divine.
Like Lucian, you will be called to unite the powers of the Seven against the Void. Like Lucian, you will lead our proud people to preeminence. But
he opens his mouth to respond, but stops and tilts his head, listening for something you...
I hear the void. I hear it calling. I hear it laughing. It's coming!
Ralik's face twists in fear. He opens white-hot cold, pierces your heart like a blade.
What's happened here? Where is everyone? Where is everybody? Not a soul down here. Just stillness.
This place is strange. I cannot bear you away from here. You must find other me. The one who brought us here. The demon that wears the face of my kin. Only she can set the course back to the land of the living. Death washed over me as we entered this place. I felt many lives extinguish in a single moment.
Now is not the time for a bath.
I still hear it. It's still there.
She clenches her go.
Find it.
The Red Prince's spirit.
Defeat. I have been impossible. Impossible. No. The red. I will have my. I will.
People are going to. She'll do it.
It's so cold. What happened? I just remember. Oh no. This. Wonderful. What a fascinating experience. No more having to.
The skeleton pulls a notebook.
Where have you been? I can't keep this up much longer. We need to go. There's no time. I can't hold. Brace yourself. This a lot.
The chill of the Hall of Echoes clung to the Lady Vengeance as it returned to the shores of Reaper's Coast. The Godwoken were alive, but what of the gods?
Solid ground materializes beneath your feet. Your weight falls back into your body all at once, and bright sunlight stings your eyes. As your eyes adjust, you realize you're still aboard the Lady Vengeance. A gust of fresh sea air caresses you, and warm sunshine...
Oh, one moment, please.
Malady explodes in a fit of retching that racks her body. At last, she sneezes and expels a glob of something shiny and silver onto the deck.
Let's not do that again anytime soon, Well, we needed to escape, didn't we? So I took us the one place I suppose you recognized the Hall of Echoes from those visions you'd had before. Realm of the Dead. I do hope you learned something useful on our little field trip. Desperate how? I see. So, your god seemed uncharacteristically frightened, told you the void... Well then...
She inspects her fingernails with great attention, then looks up at you from under an arched eyebrow.
Did they mention how you were meant to become the next divine? Oh, what confidence. Luckily for you, Mama Malady is here. We already know you can bless, but as far as I know, you can neither see source nor take it as you see fit. I may not know much about divinity, but I do know that any godwoken worth their salt will know how to perform all these oh so fantastic. You need to go see the Meister. As have I, but not in the ways a true godwoken can. Forget those ghastly little jars and wands to which small... You ought to be able to see and speak to the spirits that wander our realm. And you ought to be able to extract the source they leave behind, too. All this just by... When you're done, you'll be able to amass and unleash quantities of source so... I quite look forward to seeing it. She's got one of those things in Driftwood, you know, the building where people go and they do things inside of it. A home, that's it. She's got a home in Driftwood. Give me your map. There you are. Tell her I sent you and she'll handle the rest. You're at the beginning of a long journey, Godwoken. Long? Now, I must be going. And so must you. Why, our faithful little sloop, of course. We can all ride together. Won't that be shopping? Before you go, if I'm not back by the time you... And in the unlikely case you don't manage to do whatever it is you'll need to do...
I've plenty of fight, so what'll it be?
Hail, friend, and remember, in Lucian's love there can be no paradise awaits, my... Not an actual paradise, of course. I miss it. I miss them. They've been forever understanding of my duty.
I expect Malady has an answer to that.
Hello again. And I think it's time to start repaying the favours. I could fetch some stuff you need, maybe. Ma always said I was a great runner. Sure thing. I'll start...
Reaper's Coast lies nearby, mistress. When you are ready to sail elsewhere, I shall bring you there. There is nothing to say. Preference is of no consequence, mistress. I will remain anchored here until I am needed once again.
That doesn't sound promising.
The little boy lobs a stone across the river. It makes a...
Oh! Ma! Are you alright? Ma! Huh? There was a fight. Some dwarves attacked some magisters and there was some... They killed everyone. And my ma got them to chase her. And she went across the bridge. And then she raised the bridge and she told me to run. Not without Ma. Family doesn't just leave each other. You will. Listen, Ma's in our house across the river. The bugs haven't got it. All you need's a way across. Ma lifted the bridge, but there's got to be another way, right? There's got to be a way. We'll say...
His gaze shoots to the ground. He grabs a small flat pebble and chucks it across the river. Again, it lands...
I'll keep distracting him. No way. Ma didn't...
He performs a divine order.
Now go out, Ma! Ma, can you hear me?
A Magister caravan? I remember one just like this picking me up. Could have been a shipment to Fort Joy. But what happened here?
No, no, no! Can't be real. Not real. Not happening.
White as driftwood salt, the dwarf flinches at your approach, yet she holds a...
Back! Back! Magister, I'll kill you, just like the rest of them!
She slumps, all bravado drained.
No. I've never seen anything like those beasts before. Are they gone?
She quails at your touch, shrinking. Her eyes widen and lose focus, as though she's seeing something played out before.
Those? Yes. Worst ones I've ever seen. Ripped through the Magisters. The dwarves. Dead. 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 And the sorcerers.
Her eyes stare vacantly into the distance, glassy as marbles.
I don't know. I don't know. Old Duna's beard. Lohar. My boss Lohar will want to know what happened to them, but I can't remember. Her helping sorcerers. We thought we could help them against the Magisters, but... No. No, I don't know.
She flinches at the... The kid is whistling an off-key...
Not too out. Seen Ben Mesd. Too bad.
The kid shoves his hands in his pockets and... Be grateful that you don't feel the need.
Get yourself in check, boy. I won't have you running off like Millicent and Tully. You'll just end up sliding down some Voidwoken's gross gullet, piece by piece.
The older-looking Magister notices your presence. He wipes his grubby hands downward across his greaves, as if to wipe away the grime. But instead...
Halt! What word do you bring?
His face goes pale, and his eyes open wide. The Magister that greeted you remains still.
The Voidwoken come.
Hush, Fader. You may pass, traveller. Dare say you'll be aching to leave before long anyway. But before you do, find Raymond, the White Magister. Be quick, mind.
He nods his head in the direction of the...
As long as you stay put, you'll be safe.
Are you sure? Then force her to the caravan.
This town doesn't look much equipped to entertain a noble woman like myself. Pity.
My word, but you do look... Have at it. Got yourself situated.
Keeping it together, Bree? I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Keeping it together, Bree? I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Your flesh stinks of the void. What kind of rat would sell such filth?
The kind that don't fancy starving, along with the rest of this town. It's all well and good for you with your rations. We've got to take what we can get.
Keep talking, dwarf, and you'll end up eating sawdust from a cell floor.
Ah.
Keeping it together, Bree? I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs.
Yep.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
They don't come visit this town. You will.
What'd you like to know?
God knows what'll stop those beasts.
Colt's visit.
Keeping it together, Bree? I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Keeping it together, Bree? I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Keeping it together, Bree? I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
bloke and are everywhere. Thank the divine you're here to protect us.
Yes. Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
Nothing good.
You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Thank the divine you're here to protect us.
Yes, of course.
How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Tell me, have you heard any news?
Nothing good. The boy blokes are everywhere. Thank the divine you're
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Well, don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Calm as a coiled spring.
You needing supplies? Nothing more?
Executes 2 dozen noblemen for insubordination.
How you holding
There's
up?
a lot of call for the junk you sell, Ben.
not in any mood to talk about it.
Junk? Why, I offer nothing less than the wisdom of the ancients and
Vapid fiction, along with a large helping of ham.
Hear ye! Divine order to march against the ancient empire!
Until later, then. How you holding up?
Not in any mood to talk about it.
Latest news! Many a latest, my ain't looking to. You remember what happened to the elf?
East, Marketplace. West, Driftwood Fishworks.
Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right.
don't let up now. Keep hauling that car. Go on, you mute sacks of flesh. Put your backs into it. I'll not lose another day to the tide. The Lord Dread awaits. Its sails billow with...
The Magister stops, barking orders. He sniffs the air like a predator, turns to face you, the wolf eyeing the deer.
Oh, but yours is not a stink like the... Tell me, have you ever been strung up by the hands? Of course you haven't.
He licks his lips.
See, I'd like to string you up too. Rack you with rods and leave you dangling. Oh, no, that won't do at all. I'm very good at what I do. There was a whiff of something in the air when you approached. A current best convinced me I was mistaken.
He leans in closer and sniffs the air once more.
Interesting. So I was mistaken. Very well. In that case, we'll forego the gallows. Seems... but they do. Consider for a moment the dwarf. What is he? A mule? A beast of burden? I've need of a rat catcher. Of course. I must depart post-haste.
Stay behind? But I've my orders.
Like I said. And with that, I must be off. No hard feelings about the death threats, of course. How about we... How very... One last thing. The Magisters here are diligent men and women. Should this happen, just wave this piece of parchment in their eager little faces. Adieu and good luck. The Lord... The time has come, my stitched-lit lovelies. We set sail. Get on board and man your stations.
Left behind like a...
The Magister is rubbing the dirt off his robe.
You! The damn recruit! I'd be whining and dining aboard the Lord Dread if it weren't for you. Your medal... Yes, I am very much aware. Wasn't mine. Now answer me. Did you meet with a Magister caravan on your way into town? The hour's growing late and I'm beginning to worry something might have got by the bishop's bones. You saw it? Out with a woman. What happened? The pox on those bearded devils. Raymond, that old goat. Too many things have gone wrong along with... Rumour has it the Dwarvian Queen herself is behind these acts of sabotage. That is what I want you to prove. They've always been snakes in the grass. Cheap labour, sure. And hard workers, too. You know what Queen Justinia is like, surely. A tyrant and a master strategist to boot. There's a local thug, Lohar. He runs an operation out of his hideout beneath the Black Bull Tavern.
It may be interesting to have a word with him. Find out what he's up to. Where I really want you to ferret around...
It's wild territory. Should you find any such place, in that case, go forth and let the hunt...
Thank the divine you're here to protect us. Wars are brewing, special prices for you, War is hell, my friend, but it's very good for business. Good luck to you.
Hear ye! Hear ye! Bishop Alexander was slain by Seekers! Culprits still at large!
Keeping it together, Bree? I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much.
What?
You're safe among friends. Never forget it. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your ton, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Buying or selling? Capital. Good luck to you.
God knows what stuff those beasts. Cold steel.
order to march against the ancient empire!
Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right.
Your fish stinks of the void. What kind of rat would sell such filth?
You're safe among
The kind that don't
friends.
fancy starving, along with the rest of this town. It's all well and good for you with your rations. We've got to take what we can get.
Keep talking, dwarf, and you'll end up eating sawdust from a cell floor.
Keeping it together,
Ah.
Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Hear ye! Queen Justinia executes 24 noblemen for insubordination!
Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right, as long as I don't think about it too much. You're safe among friends. Never forget it.
Divine order to march against the ancient empire!
Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Then don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
They don't come.
The door has been sealed shut. The Magisters have nailed a notice to the door. The notice reads, "Warn, Meister Siva has been accused of conspiracy, murder and high treason. Anyone found trespassing on these premises before her trial concludes shall be..." You notice that the message is signed Magister Raymond in the name of Dallas Most Holy.
This place has seen better days.
Now is not the time for a bath.
You can't go in there, missus. The Meister isn't home and they was very angry about it. They said mean things about... She's my friend. But then she stopped. I'm not allowed outside the village.
She looks around theatrically.
When the wind blows from over the stream, I can hear the Meister. I can hear her call.
She gives you a look of the darkest meaning. Then she takes a deep breath
sorceress from the caravan.
They'd be daft to come back. And as long as there's no sorcerers, there's no void woken. Speak. Driftwood is most of the void, though.
The Magister smiled.
Thank the seven I've oldest to go. It's true. It's just our numbers dwindle. I know they disappear without farewell.
Come now. Is this really necessary?
A fly buzzes around. A Magister guard approaches. Behind her, on the gallows, 2 lizards. One...
Step away from the prisoner! That's internal order business. You do well to leave it alone. Let's just say Zeus and there was a... You're going to... What, now? She betrayed Alexander. I'd sooner die than free her.
Do you even know what they've done?
You insult me. Why, I wouldn't do it for an... All right then, done.
The lizard hangs from the gibbet, her face blooded and her scales discoloured. Her eyes...
Welcome to Driftwood, God-woken.
One bloody eye cracks open, glittering gold.
Chased you all the way here from Fort Joy, did they? Or indeed you could stand there gawping as if you were a cow ordered to dance.
The Meister bares her teeth, stained a deep pink by her blood, and growls.
Malady is unfortunately mistaken. I cannot train you, but I can certainly help you on your path. As long as I am free of this rope.
The lizard grimaces, shifting...
I am in intense pain. You are either insufferably cruel or insufferably stupid. Be quick about it. Who knows when that Magister might return? God's teeth, it feels good to move again. Now, best scurry off before that Magister wanders back. Meet me at my...
The Meister sits slumped in a chair, looking around the room as she works her shoulder with one hand.
Damnable red-cloaked baboons ransacking my wardrobes. As if I would keep ancient valuable secrets in a pile with my unmentioned...
She takes a deep breath, and with a twist, a click, and a screech of pain, she shoves her shoulder back into its socket.
I swear by the seven.
Reaching across the table, she pulls a bowl of hot water towards her and fishes some bandages, a needle, and thread out of a box.
At least the barbarians were unable to club their way into my vault, so everything you need should be safe. Apparently I had a claw in murdering their darling divine-in-waiting Alexander.
The Meister wrenches the bandage, pulling the fabric tight against her wound. She winces before...
Never mind that. That I was here the entire time. Apparently my cunning transcends time, space, and common sense. Enthusiasm? On a week we shall begin once we have the tools we need from my vault. You may have been chosen, God-woken, but becoming divine requires more than a... Come, God-woken. Fortunately, the Magisters pay as much attention to art as they do to fashion. Kindly remove that painting from the wall. I pray my instructions will not be too technical for you. Push the button. Your talent for following simple instructions sorcerers fills me with wonder and pride. Now, kindly go to the vault and enter the combination. I shall call it out as you go.
A stone door lies flush with the floorboards. Etched whorls in the granite frame a delicate rotary dial. Gleaming under the dim light, the metallic dial, taking your time, you carefully enter the combination. The metallic...
Excellent. Follow me. Your time is at hand, Godwoken.
Ancient rooms. Weird contraptions.
Feel free to look
This
about
place
while
is
I
an
catch my
arcanist's
breath.
dream.
Come speak to me when you wish to proceed. And try not to break anything in the meantime.
The Meister is examining her wounds, prodding at this, wincing at that.
Do you know what it means to have the power of the divine, Godwoken?
Meister Siva's stare bores into your soul.
Indeed, some people seem to think so.
The Meister rests her hand on her arm, where one of her wounds has just reopened.
I pray you're more idiot than mad dog. It would be a shame to expend all this effort just to see you put down. I hope so. For all. To accept divinity is to accept responsibility for the lives of every person, and
if granted divinity, you would have the power of all 7 gods at your disposal.
But make no mistake, the Divine has only one duty. The Divine cannot use her power for anything else. Very well, then. Let's see if we can't snap. The ritual itself is quite simple. Drop some blackroot in the bowl. Mix. Ignore any feelings of dizziness, burning in your lungs, or a dire sense of existential dread. Everything you need is here. Ingredients in the cupboard. Sauce in the glowing fountain.
The Meister looks back at her wounds, curiously prodding them as fresh blood oozes out.
Quite. Mind you.
The Meister points sharply to the
And do not lose anything. These ingredients are rare indeed. Are you simple? Perform the ritual. Ingredients in the cupboard, ritual in the book, sauce in the fountain. Go!
Opening the door, you see a selection of ingredients, thrown together in no particular. After a quick rummage, you spot the black root, nestled between the grated dragon. You gather up the black root, obsidian lance, and ancient bowl, and kick the door of the cupboard.
Are you simple? Perform the ritual. Ingredients in the cupboard. Are you simple? Are you simple? Perform the ritual. Ingredients in the cupboard. Are you simple? Perform the ritual. Ingredients in the cupboard, ritual in the book, source in the fountain. you simple? Perform the ritual. Ingredient.
Opening the door, you see a selection of ingredients thrown together and you explore the remaining ingredients. But you've... As you suck the smoke deep into your lungs, your vision starts to swim and cloud. There is an intense as the world fades away, you lose all sense of being grounded. You reach out, but you could feel yourself falling.
This recess of my soul. But it looks like the Hall of Echoes.
Bathed in the half-light of these starless barrens, you spot it looks haggard and weak. Its very voice but a feeble echo.
My chosen, come closer, so that you may see me as I truly am. Look me in the...
The apparition clasps your face in its shaking hands. You suddenly feel your eyes tingle. Everything becomes brighter, sharper. Blacks and white...
Blind eyes, shine... Speak the spell, and see. Please.
God is the strange mirror image of yourself. Before you stands the god Ralik.
You know me now, don't you? I saved you from drowning. Your god-woken soul is my last refuge. My last bastion.
Ralik nourishes himself from the source that abounds in your presence. You feel it.
Ah, yes. Just what I needed. I tell you, dying just doesn't become a god. The void itself is hunting down the gods, leeching us in ways we never thought possible. We're battling for our very survival. It's a battle we're losing. And should we truly lose, all will be cast into oblivion. To save us both, as a matter. You must realize that our fates are now as one, just as our souls are now as one. Together, we are a force to be reckoned with. But, if we seek to survive the onslaught of the void, that means there is but one place we can go. The Well of Ascension. It most certainly will be. The Well of Ascension is a lake. We gave them up freely to create the first divine. Each of us donated half of that which makes us gods. That is where the road to divinity leads, and you must be the first to reach it at all costs. It was a time of selflessness and sacrifice, in the face of our old enemy. It was an act of... The void is stronger than ever. A new divine won't be enough. You need to go to the Well of Ascension. Only she who claims everything will be everything. The void's doom. This world's liberator. I hope you understand them to their full extent. The other gods must either... But of course, that is what they are saying to their own god woken as we speak. We both know only one can become a god strong enough to safeguard our world. So make no mistake, my champion. Chances are the road to divinity will be paved with... But don't let that dismay you. For these sins will be washed clean by the knowledge you committed them to save all of existence. To save your kin, and your loved ones, and the world they live in. I promise that yours alone will be the powers of the lake, and to the lake I will lead you. But not yet. Our journey will be fraught with peril. It is a pilgrimage of challenges that will require you to command Source like only a god-woken
hoarse laughter rolls and echoes.
You flatter me, my chosen. But if all I had to do was give, you would have long said, we are I now. The spells you need to know I will teach you when you are ready. But first, you must learn to channel the Source in you must make them teach you, so that you may become a... So, return to Rivellon, and seek out these sages where they dwell. Once you have, you may return to me here. Something that will make you understand that for a god, source is. It is a constant, a subject of neither time nor trend. You have the vision of a speak the spell, best of luck.
The Meister stares intently at you. Her eyes are tired and bruised.
Still alive? God's a barb.
She leans in, her bloody tongue flickering.
Tell me, what did you see? What'd you know?
She sighs impatiently as you hack up the last of the green smoke.
You can't channel enough sauce? Gods be damned, why couldn't you have a nice simple problem? Finding an orc to dance the hornpipe, perhaps? I know exactly what must be done. You must find a master of sauce. And the purging which the Magisters included as part of their service was quite efficient. Not enough to silence me, but enough that I would not turn. Enough to sever my link to the font from which all source flows. And certainly enough that I cannot train you. So we must seek alternatives. Alas, the only source masters not yet hauled off to Fort Joy or turn into meat puppets are the sorcerers that allowed their power to corrupt them. Many are wicked, cruel, vile, and generally not good teacher material, but we may have no others to turn to. Just so, some of these are quite dark, twisted individuals. The kind of creatures that grew bored. However, it is the path we walk, no matter what the cost.
The Meister doubles over in a violent coughing fit, struggling for breath. After a few moments, she regains.
No matter what is asked of you, you must learn from them. The Magisters have kept ledgers with all known sorcerers, especially the powerful ones not yet captured. They would be an invasion, but do be careful not to get caught. I was their guest for a time. And I promise you the gala, and if their barracks turns out to be as empty as their skulls, just try to keep an ear to the ground.
As she speaks, one of her wounds reopens, a dark red stain spreading across her tunic. She hisses.
I wish there was more I could do, but in this condition, I would be more a hindrance than a boon. Godspeed, and remember...
The spirit of an elegant elven woman
You can see me. A godwoken in my... I am the Meister's apprentice. I study under her, but I do not learn. I hear tales of the ritual, of what lies beyond. Meister tells me it cannot happen, that I am not godwoken. But in my heart, I know I'm special. No air fills my lungs, only fire. When the darkness falls, I cannot cry out. I leave my life...
The spirit looks...
It is hard to hear of such power, and not covet...
The Meister sits slumped in her chair.
What news? Can you channel enough source? Are you powerful? Of course, my supply... You can find more in the cloister woods to the northwest of Driftwood. Hardly a charming place, but it grows nowhere else. Then why, pray tell, are you with...